Hey everybody, this evening I'll be playing as the Dark Elves and making up my infantry component. I've got 4 Brides of Khaine. These ladies are responsible for running the sacrificial pits in the temples of the Dark Elf War God. Lightly armored and susceptible to missiles. Very fast and good melee stats. Also brought some Blackguard and Nagaron, heavily armored halberd warriors. They're going to form the bulk of Malekith's elite troops, and accompanying them the Dark Shard Cavalry, light cav, equipped with repeater crossbows. They're very good at harassing from a distance and flanking to get a bunch of shots into already engaged enemies. Also brought some manticores. These are just crazy lions with bat wings and a barbed tail that drips poison. They can fly in this mod, but they function basically just like cavalry. And War Hydras on the flanks. These monsters are unique to the Dark Elves, extremely resilient and powerful charge, and very scary to look at. Also got the Cold One Chariot General in the center, and 3 Cold One Knights following up behind. They actually work in this mod, unlike Call of Warhammer, so it will be exciting to get to see them actually drop their lances on the charge. High Elves moving up now, possibly my favorite faction in Warhammer Fantasy, although I'll be honest, Skaven are competing really hard with them right now. Up front, you know, the Lothern Sea Guard, hybrid longbow and spear unit, good in melee and good from range, really awesome looking. We've also got some magic users moving up now, the apprentices and mages of Saphery on the field. Home to the Tower of Flames, Saphery is where dragon mages reside. Very similar to the Bright Wizards of the Empire, they go there to train and perfect their craft. Also got the Phoenix Guard, the Silent Guardians of the Phoenix King. They take a vow of silence, because within the Shrine of Azur they have seen the past, present, and future, and they know how they're going to die. So in combat, they're absolute monsters. One of the best units in the tabletop. You all know the Swordmasters of Hoeth, if you've seen my previous videos. Said they can sever a candle in half without disturbing the flame. Bit of a glass cannon unit, but very skilled in the use of their 2-handed blades. Also the White Lions of Trace, 2-handed axe unit with a very powerful charge. And we have, of course, the Dragon Princes of Caledor, some of the finest cavalry in all of Warhammer. Getting a good look at the Blackguard and Nagaron and the War Hydras as this replay starts. I'm unbelievably excited to see the Dark Elves and the High Elves in Total War Warhammer, probably in the second game. I'm really pumped to see both races, but as soon as this replay starts, the mages of Saphery are going to start unleashing their fire magic on me, and I have to close the gap as quickly as possible. These shots are going to be absolutely devastating from the mages. So you can see my guys moving up here. Really awesome shot of my entire army trying to close the gap as quickly as possible. And he's actually going to shift his attention over to his left flank where my Dark Shards are, and he is going to absolutely eviscerate my Dark Shard cavalry with his mages, which is interesting. He's trading off doing a lot of damage to my infantry so that he can kill off my Dark Shard cavalry before they get a bunch of shots off. Got my War Hydras onto his flank now, and I was kind of toying with the idea of just running straight into the Lothern Sea Guard and Phoenix Guard, but didn't want to do that because Phoenix Guard are simply too good. I don't want to take them head on from the front, even with War Hydras. So I'm going to get into his flank and then charge into his Silver Helms and try to take them off the field. You can see that charge there did a bunch of damage to his Silver Helms. These units back here have not gotten their charge bonus off, and he's going to counter charge with the Dragon Princes of Caledor. And I'm just going to tie down as many units as I can with these War Hydras, do as much damage as I can, and give my Witch Elves time to move up, which I have now. They're closing into combat right now, going to charge into the back of the Phoenix Guard, get a good charge off there. Cold One's moving into flanking positions, and the Black Guard now into combat with his Lothern Sea Guard as well. He's going to have his mages open up, the mages of Saphery. You can see those huge explosions going off now, and this is going to be devastating, but it's going to be devastating to both armies. A ton of friendly fire going on right now. In fact, close to about 100, 200 kills of friendly fire in only a couple of seconds. You can see a bunch of his units on the right flank are wavering. I don't think that he actually knew what those mages do. They have very short range, devastating volleys if you can just get them into enemy combat, enemy soldiers, but he missed that shot, kind of. He did a bunch of damage to my guys, but he did a bunch of damage to his own guys as well. And his entire right flank is going to crumble a little bit there. So I am going to move up now. He still has a bunch of mages on the field and a bunch of stuff to still deal with me. His Lothern Sea Guard tying down by my Witch Elves of Khaine, and he's going to start moving up his Phoenix Guard to get into combat there as well. Phoenix Guard are, simply put, the most scary melee troops on the field right now. They can destroy any of my melee troops head on from the front, so don't want to deal with them if I can avoid it. Going to get a great charge off here into the flank of the Silver Helms with my Cold One Knights. You saw them actually drop their lance there on the charge, which was awesome to see. Never get to see that in Call of Warhammer. For those of you who don't know, in 1.51 Call of Warhammer, Dark Elf Cold One Knights are bugged and they don't drop their lances on the charge. So they're actually really good in the Sundering. They've got a great charge off there. And I'm quickly getting a cavalry superiority, cavalry advantage on the field. Cold One Chariots getting a good look at them. They can actually run over infantry. They're quite good in melee and have skirmish power as well, so they're a pretty cool unit, and it's surprising they even got chariots to work in Medieval 2. I have no idea how they did it, but my Blackguard and my Cold One Knight's gonna cut down the Dragon Prince of Caledor general there. That's a big morale penalty to the High Elf army. And my War Hydras, 3 of them are actually still alive. I did have that one die relatively early on in the battle, but I have one War Hydra here tied up with a bunch of Sword Masters of Hoeth. I don't want to leave them in there too long. I definitely want to be cycle charging. A little bit of a mistake. I left them in there a little bit too long, but I am going to see it, pull them out, and hopefully get some cycle charges. Rear charge into the back of some Lothern Sea Guard here with the Witch Elves. Good charge here. He's going to turn around and get the Phoenix Guard into melee, and this is not combat. I can win. But I just need to win on other parts of the field. Just tie them down, make sure the Phoenix Guard can't get into my more important troops. I have a bunch of Witch Elves right now. It's okay if they die, but I just want them to tank out as long as they possibly can. Give them time for my Dark Shards to get a rear charge off here. You can see my War Hydra is trying to charge, but a little bit buggy. Didn't really charge in the center of their formation there, but that's alright. I'm going to try to pull out and charge again. Another War Hydra, still trying to decide where to charge. I was deciding between these 2 different blobs, which one I wanted to rear charge, but I am going to settle on the one in the back there. Once I get them under control, give them a little bit more space to get their full charge bonus off, and then click on another attack order and see what I can do there. So, yeah, they're going to charge now into the back of my own guys and not really do a whole lot. They should kill way more on the charge than they just did. Like I said, War Hydra is a little bit buggy in this mod, but they still... And they look kind of goofy, honestly, when they're running with their head bobbing and everything, but they kill a lot of stuff. They have a unique special attack animation that can kill a bunch of stuff, and their charge bonus is quite powerful as well. You see my Cold One Chariot chasing off some routing units there. Balance bar super far in my favor. This was over so quick, and honestly, the biggest issue was that friendly fire from the Mages of Saphery. This could have been a completely different battle because Phoenix Guard and Dragon Princes of Caledor are simply better. His cav and his infantry are better than mine in a lot of ways. I have more infantry, probably more higher tier infantry, but the Phoenix Guard will crush any of my guys from the front, and his Dragon Princes will crush any of my cavalry. So he also had the ranged advantage as well, but what I managed to do was get onto his flank. He was kind of slow reacting to that, and then he just obliterated his entire right flank with those shots from the mages, which I don't think he knew exactly what they did, because I didn't know what they did. So the apprentices, the mages, or the apprentices of Saphery did a bunch of damage to my guys as I was moving up, and he killed all of my Dark Shard cavalry, which I kind of missed. But he just obliterated his own right flank with that friendly fire there, and that did him no favors with the morale penalties stacking from my War Hydras and the Manticores moving in. They do cause fear. That just caused his whole army to rout there. So did manage to win. You can see, look at this, like our kills and our armies were almost the exact same size, but he had almost 200 kills of friendly fire there. So if he hadn't done that, this could have been a very different battle, and it looked like I dominated him that battle, but I promise you, he did a bunch of damage to my War Hydras, he did a bunch of damage to a lot of my units. The kills are almost even. It's just that friendly fire there absolutely killed him, but it was really funny to watch. It was it was kind of hilarious. But High Elves and Dark Elves is way more interesting in the Sundering. In Call of Warhammer 1.5, it's just not an interesting matchup. The High Elves are so much better than the Dark Elves because Cold One Knights don't work. But in the Sundering, it's a much more even matchup and a lot more monster units to bring to the field. So it's a lot more fun to watch here on the Sundering, I think. And the pace of combat is way faster in the Sundering as well, which I'm not sure I like as much. But either way, very enjoyable battle. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And I'll bring you some more Warhammer content soon. Peace out.